special day in the life of SeaWorld. We've been operating for over 50 years, and today our CEO is announcing in San Diego a very special new addition to our company. I'd like to turn it over to Jim Atchison, the CEO of SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of the more than 20,000 team members of SeaWorld Parks and Entertainment, I'm delighted to welcome you to San Diego. We're here today to share very exciting news. Events similar to this are occurring right now at our SeaWorld parks in Orlando and San Antonio. To our friends, guests, and team members in those parks and our other locations across the country and online worldwide, welcome and thank you for joining us. Not long ago, I sat down with animal trainers who care for the 10 killer whales here in San Diego. It was my great privilege to give them the details of a project that today we share with the rest of the world. The professionals who work with the animals at SeaWorld San Diego, along with the 1,500 other members of our zoological team, share a commitment to SeaWorld's founding principle. Make a connection between animals and people, and do so in a way that is educational and memorable. You see these trainers and the extraordinary bonds they have formed with killer whales, and we're moved. The relationship between our people and our animals is critical to how we provide care, how we work with them to keep their lives ever-changing, enriching, and healthy. A small part of that is what you see as a guest, but what our trainers see themselves is something entirely different. They look out and see guests, ordinary people like you and me, and they are moved. They see people making changes in their lives, big and small, to make the world a better place. Tens of thousands of people every day, millions of people every year. You see, our guests recognize that the animals they see at SeaWorld are in many ways ambassadors for an increasingly fragile and imperiled wild environment. The power of a SeaWorld visit to effect change is a matter of fact. Today there are marine scientists, veterinarians, educators, and conservationists around the world who drew their first inspiration from a visit to SeaWorld. All of us are immensely proud of that. But even more than a SeaWorld's obligation to its guests is SeaWorld's obligations to its animals. The history of killer whale display in our parks is one of continual evolution and improvement. Nearly 30 years ago, we built facilities that, even today, have few rivals anywhere in the world. Not long after, we made them even larger and more sophisticated, all the while enhancing and improving husbandry, enrichment, veterinary care, research, and education. Just within the last few years, we've invested more than $70 million in technology that our guests will never see, all with the intent of improving the lives of our animals and the safety of our team members. But this commitment to continually improve the lives of our animals, the safety of our team, and the experience of our guests never stops and it never slows. Sometimes changes are evolutionary. Today's announcement is nothing less than revolutionary. The Blue World Project is a massive expansion of the killer whale habitats in all 3 SeaWorld parks. We're in San Diego today because the first of those expansions will be here. When this facility is unveiled, the killer whale habitat here will have nearly doubled in size. This scale is absolutely remarkable. 50 feet deep, more than 10 million gallons of continually filtered and chilled seawater, surface area of more than an acre and a half, a viewing gallery for guests that is 4 stories high, the largest of its kind in the world. I'd like to give you an idea of just how big this habitat will be. You might be able to see this blue chalk line on the pathway that goes all the way to the left. But this habitat will extend beyond the current Shameless underwater viewing pool behind you. Its massive footprint will run along this pathway to my right and then into the building on my left. The size of the pool will simply be staggering. If you were sitting where you are now, just a few years down the road, you would be literally 50 feet underwater. So, who's ready to get a life-size glimpse of our new killer whale home? Of course, I wish we could just open the doors and welcome all of you to the new experience, but it's going to take a bit of time and a lot of work between now and then. So I brought the next best thing. I'd like San Diego City Council President Todd Gloria, Council members Ed Harris, if he's arrived, and Assemblyman Brian Jones, and some of our team members to join me as we take a look. Ladies and gentlemen, the Blue
So Terry, the Blue World Project, this is a huge investment for SeaWorld. What is this going to mean for the future of SeaWorld?
Well, what it means for the future of SeaWorld, we continue to do what we've always done. For 50 years, we've been able to show marine mammals in a way that no one else does in the world. And we're the leaders in that. People around the world will follow us. The next generation of marine animals, habitats, the next generation of killer whale homes, they all come from SeaWorld, and this is an example of that.
Now behind us here we got a great view of some of the concept art for what it's going to look like. What can we expect and guests expect scale-wise of this project?
Scale-wise, the only word I can use is massive. This thing's going to be huge, and we're excited about that. And it will create a space for us to not only display our killer whales in a different way, but the opportunities that it will present for our partners, the scientists and researchers that we work with. They'll be able to engage these killer whales in ways we've never been able to before. And the benefit is not only to the killer whales in our care, but the benefit is to the killer whales out in the ocean, out in the wild. We'll learn things that we can use out in the wild for conservationists around the world. They can learn with us.
Now, they said San Diego is going to be done by 2018. Do we have any ideas, time frame wise, how it's going to be here in Orlando?
Well, we don't have any dates that we're ready to announce, but what we do know is that because of the scale of this project, that the research and development team still has work to do. Our design team is working, so that's going to take months, many months. And the construction of a project of this size takes sometimes years. So we're shooting for our 2018 in San Diego, and the plan is to announce Orlando and San Antonio as soon as we feel comfortable. So you'll be hearing from us soon.
Very good, very good. Now, do we know any ideas, is One Ocean going to be affected, or the stadium itself?
We don't expect this is going to be an addition to the stadium, to the existing venue, in addition to that. So the shows will continue, and that's what we've always talked about in our mission, using the power of entertainment to inspire our guests. So we'll continue to do shows, and we'll be able to display whales in a way that we hope to inspire more people.
And how long has this project been in development? Do you know?
Well, I do know, because I've been working on this project and we've been talking about it for years. And we've talked many months ago about let's announce it. We selected a date, and today was the day that we wanted to share with the rest of the world this amazing story that we have to tell.
And finally, what are you personally most excited about with this project?
Personally, I'm most excited about the opportunities, the possibilities. And as I look at this project, and we've talked about all the different features that we want to add to it, it's going to give opportunities for our partners to do things they would never be able to do out in the wild. We've really based our whole mission on education and conservation. So this project will allow us to do things that we only have dreamed of in the past.